Bonjour mon petit chiflet, Amber here, and there's some crows just crowing outside. Do y'all mind? Anyway, I am back. I feel like I haven't sat down for a video in a very long time. And not only that, but this particular video I have been putting off for I think almost 2 months now. Thanks for that. From the pile of books here to my left, I'm sure you can tell what we're about to dive into. It is that time again. It's time for another quarterly book haul. I don't really think I thought this through when I decided that I was going to do my book hauls every like 3 months. And can I just talk about the struggle that I went through to get these books out last night? This is why it's taken me so long to actually sit down and do it. It's because I have been dreading and avoiding actually getting the books that I need to out and putting them in order and whatnot, because like I always mention, I don't have proper book storage where I live. I don't have the proper space, so most of my books are actually like put away in containers. Some of them are actually around in a storage unit. I have one very small bookcase. If I seem a little low energy in this video, it's because I was up late wearing my body down to get these books out. Also, it's kind of weird being, like I said, in front of the camera. I haven't really felt like putting my face on the camera. I'm in a weird place where I'm tired of looking at myself. But we don't need to talk about that. One more thing before we get started. It is entirely too hot for this shirt. But the shirt I had lined up didn't really go with the scarf I decided to wear. Not that you can really see it, so it doesn't even matter. Let's just get started. Okay, so like I said, this is the spring-summer haul, spring into summer haul. So that's that's April through June. Got my reading journal so I can keep track. Oh, okay, this pile is first. The first book that I got in April was, I got the first 3 at the same time, and I got them all for a video that I'm currently working on that you'll see hopefully soon. The first one is Permanent Record by Mary H.K. Choi, who is also the author of Emergency Contact and Yolk. There are too many books to actually go into like synopses and thoughts about books, but I have read this one. I really enjoyed it. I was so pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed it because I didn't love Emergency Contact. I adore this cover. More importantly, I love the naked cover. I think this book is so stunning. Mary H.K. Choi books don't miss when it comes to the covers, ever. Oh my god, that's the other thing that'll keep me buying her books, because aesthetically, okay. The next book is Red Hood by Alana K. Arnold, author of Damsel. I think this one is like a darker feminist, I don't know. That's what her books are generally marketed as. Sort of like a Little Red Riding Hood situation, I believe. I could be wrong. I do think the cover is intriguing. Like I said, it has like this fur situation, which kind of leads you to the implication of Red Riding Hood aside from Red Hood. So I plan to read this in August, so I will keep you updated. So make sure you're subscribed so you see my thoughts. If you'd like to hear my thoughts about Damsel, I will link my review of that below. And with those 2 books, I also got Circle of Shadows by Evelyn Skye. I thought I had this book already. I could have sworn we got it in an owl crate. If we did, mine is probably packed away in storage, so I just got another copy. I don't remember what this is about. Vax is a society of assassins, an empire of magic, a world of secrets. I plan on reading this in August as well. So once again, make sure you are subscribed so you'll know my thoughts about this book. Okay, so in the last haul video, if you watched it, I mentioned that I had a second copy of this book coming because I ordered one and then remembered that I wanted the signed copy from Books of Wonder. I said in that video that this would probably be like one of the first books in the next haul. So here we are, and that is, oh, hello, The Project by Courtney Summers, author of Sadie, which I love Sadie. I have not read this book yet. I need to get around to it. Like I said, this is the signed copy, if you can see that. I don't know why I haven't read this book. I feel like I'm so behind on 2021 God, 2021 releases. I don't know what's wrong with me, but this one is about a girl who's trying to, I believe, get her sister out of a cult or something. The main character, I think, is trying to take down this cult that her sister was a part of, and the naked cover says, "There's no flaw in you." I feel like that might be like a catchphrase of the cult or something. Next is Lost in the Neverwoods by Aiden Thomas. This is the first Aiden Thomas book that I own. Sorry, the AC just came on. I don't have Cemetery Boys, but I do have a signed book plate for Cemetery Boys, as well as this book. I just found it actually. I need to put it in here. This is a Peter Pan retelling. We all know how I feel about Peter Pan and retellings and Peter Pan retellings. I'm writing a Peter Pan retelling, which is part of the reason why I haven't read this yet. I have put myself on a ban, despite the fact that there are, including this book, 2 Peter Pan retellings in this book haul. I'm not allowing myself to read any Peter Pan retellings until mine is finished. I don't want to subconsciously absorb anything from the other books and then like insert it into my story where it wasn't an element initially, you know? But I'm so excited to get to this. Everything I've heard Aiden say about the book makes me need to read it. It sounds like it's going to be so good. Loved watching Peter Pan on the little Zoom chat. 2003 Peter Pan, Jeremy Sumter Peter Pan. It's the essence of my life with Aiden and Kayla K. Ankrum. That was so much fun. If you watch my vlogs, you will have seen mention of that a couple months ago. Okay, the next book I picked up from Walmart. I was just, you know, at Walmart as you do, and I saw this and I couldn't pass it up. The sticker is still very much stuck to it, so that's the price sticker, so that's annoying. Hold on, my mom is texting me. And it's The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman, which is her inaugural poem. So of course I had to get it. This picture of her at the inauguration at the back. Oh, the foreword's by Oprah. I didn't know that. Anyway, it's literally just her poem in book form. I think she has a whole poetry collection coming out very soon, so I need to pre-order that as well. Next, I got The Same Day. This is a Reese's YA book club book. Oh, please don't fall. Please get yourself together, please. Thank you. And it's The Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Booley. First of all, this cover, love it so much. Love, love, love. The colors are gorgeous. I keep reading the flap and keep forgetting what this is really about, but I've heard a lot of good things. I think the main character, she has to go undercover for an FBI investigation. Interesting. Drawing on her knowledge of chemistry and Ojibwe traditional medicine to track down the source. Ooh, I just hit myself in the face. I still don't know much. I just skimmed the flap again. Don't know much, but I've heard so many good things about this book. I think it's beautiful. I think I'm gonna read this in November during Native American Heritage Month. Like I said, the main character as well as the author are Ojibwe. Oh, these are cute. Okay, so let's move on. So the next book was my Fairy Loot. I think it was Fairy Loot. I can't remember if it was the March Fairy, or I'm sorry, the April Fairy Loot. I don't remember which month, but I opened it in April. And it's The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. I really do like this icy blue. I think this was the March Fairy Loot, because I remember when it came, I was like, oh, we are past this like frosty wintry vibe. Don't know what this is about. I don't really know if I'm going to keep it. I really do like the look of it. I like the sprayed like shimmery pages. We'll see. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. This might end up in a giveaway soon, or might just donate it somewhere. I say somewhere because my library still isn't open. I feel like it's not going to open anytime soon now with the Delta variant and impending lockdown again. I don't want to talk. Let's move on. The last one. Oh, did I? Hold on, please hold. Oh, it's right here. Oh, okay. I put these out of order. That's what's confusing me. The last one in this pile for April is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. Every time I pick this up, I'm shocked by how thick this book is. I need to get around to this. This is my signed copy. If you can see the little signed book plate. You can't. Okay, you're gonna see this book a lot in this haul. In fact, technically the last book in this pile is supposed to also be my Outcrate edition of this book. I don't know where that is, but being that this book is in this haul several times, I figured it wouldn't matter too much if that was missing. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Like I said, am so behind with 2021 releases. I don't know what to tell you. There aren't enough months left in the year, you know? There are not enough months left in the year. Alright, so now we move on to May. Oh, if you were wondering, I think I did this before. My theme for April in my reading journal is actually my novel that I'm working on. This is just a mood board that I have. So now we move on to May. My theme for May was Shadow and Bone, specifically Sancta Elena, our Sun Summoner. So the first two books I picked up on the very first day of the month. My mom and I went up to Harriet's bookshop, which I adore, and I can't wait to take a trip over to Collingswood to visit Ida's bookshop. I just remembered I was filming a Come Book Shopping With Me video, so I have to finish that. It was supposed to be like a two-parter because I was supposed to go to 2 bookstores in that one day, but I couldn't do it. I said I would just continue later, never did. Alright, and there's actually still wrapped at Harriet's. They tie your books with this twine, and I think it's so cute. And like, I think in winter they do like dried like oranges and like herbs and stuff. So cute. I love Harriet so much, and I love the mission of the shop. The shop was one of the first was the first place outside of Etsy to a couple of my candles, so I'm forever thankful. Anyway, the books are they're still tied up. I'm not going to untie them because they look too cute. So you just got The Awakening of Malcolm X by Ilyasha Shabazz and Tiffany D. Jackson. I need to eventually untie these books and read both of them. Really want to read this book, especially because like it's co-written by Malcolm X's daughter. And I also have, I'll show you the side, The Final Revival of Opal and Neve by Dawnie Walton. My mom's name is Dawn. Dawnie, if you will. This one is about like music. I think there's like some the main Opal, is it Opal, was like on the rise to be this big like music star. Something racist happens, I think. I don't remember. I might be making things up. I would say this is like for fans of like Daisy Jones and the Six, but melanated, you know. In May, I renewed my subscription to Book of the Month. I don't know, I had just been missing it, and once it's like, FBI's not just listening to me, but it's in my head. I hadn't even vocalized that I had been missing Book of the Month and been thinking about subscribing again, especially with constant ads or constant sponsorships with booktubers that aren't me. I'm kidding. I've had the thought, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing constant promotion and ads, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And the first book that I got was Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, and this one is like a Greek mythology retelling. I am really in the mood for some mythology retellings right now. I don't know when I'm going to get around to any, but I'm thinking that would be a fun vlog, just reading a bunch of mythology inspired retellings. Love this cover. Sister, lover, traitor, hero mood. And this is about Ariadne, princess of Crete. It says, Jennifer Saint's Ariadne forges a new epic, one that puts the forgotten women of Greek mythology back at the heart of the story as they strive for a better world. I'm all about the myths, the mythology being written from a female lens. So next, okay, next is Ever After. Yes, that one. A Cinderella Story, a novel by Wendy Logia. Now, I did not know this existed. I did not know they had novelized the movie, but I discovered very shortly after I discovered that they had put Ever After on Disney Plus. I saw someone that I follow had discovered that that there's a novelization of the movie, and thankfully they sent me the link. I had to scoop it up that very moment. It was only a few dollars on whatever website. Was it 8 Books that I found this? But I had to have it. Ever After is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's such a comfort movie for me, and since it's been on Disney Plus, a lot of times I will put it on when I need help going to sleep. Drew Barrymore is my queen. Love her so much. Grew up adoring her. This and Brandy Cinderella are my absolute favorite Cinderella adaptations ever. The Just Breathe scene was my everything. I wanted that dress with the wings so bad. I was convinced if I ever got married, that was the look I was even when I was little, I was like, I'm gonna wear that to prom, ma'am. That's the only reason I got this. I'm gonna read it because I want to see how they put the movie in the book, but this is my favorite. Oh my god. Just breathe. Speaking of which, should I tell you now? Well, you know what? This will be a little treat for my subscribers or whoever's watching. Usually for my birthday, I drop candles that are really inspired by just like my comfort whatevers. Last year's birthday drop was the Hamanoptera candle and the Isla Nublar candle. Yes, Isla Nublar candle, based on The Mummy and Jurassic Park, which are 2 other comfort movies for me. I can't remember what other birthday drops, but this year it will be a Just Breathe candle for my birthday in September. I'm dropping an Ever After candle, as well as another one that I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to keep an eye out. Okay, what else did I get? Also, a Walmart purchase. Sometimes my Walmart has a good book selection. Wild Woman in the Blues by Denny S. Bryce. This was on my top 21 books to read in 2021. Haven't done it yet, but the fact that it was at Walmart, I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna pick it up now. I won't be satisfied until I can have my Roaring 20s party. Can y'all get yourselves together so we can be rid of Rona Lisa and functioning like normal people again before the 30s, please? Okay, so the next book, actually, I don't have with me. It's another one. I'm not sure where I put it, which is really upsetting because I really wanted to talk about it and show it off, because I got sent an ARC of one of my most anticipated books of the year. But I do thankfully have a vlog clip of me unboxing it, so I'm gonna put it down here. And it's Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. I'm so like thankful to Penguin Teen for sending me a physical ARC of this book. I thought it was really cool that they made a point to send the ARC to their Black influencers. I just remembered I need to pre-order like the finished copy. The next 2 are subscription box books. The first one is Fairy Loot. It's The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Okay, I do like the stenciling here. That's kind of cute. I don't know much, except I think this girl, she's been working as a healer in this death prison, and then like the queen, I believe, shows up and she has to keep her alive. There's something about trials, which also is giving strong Hunger Games vibes. No, Amber, not everything is giving Hunger Games vibes. Whatever, fight me. This is another one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it or if I'm gonna give it away. I haven't decided yet. I haven't been really obsessed with Fairy Loot books recently. Well, that's going to change very soon, but prior to the next one I haven't. And like, I do appreciate that they are putting out maybe less hyped books. Do appreciate that, but the ones that they choose haven't really like grabbed me. Anyway, that being said, the Owlcrate book that I unboxed in May is another one of my anticipated reads, and I do love the cover on this one so much, and it's The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He. I love these. It's just a subtle cover difference from the original. The original cover is like the blue sky, and this is more like purple and pink and sunsetty, if you can see that. There you go. And I just love this cover in general. I think it's beautiful. I love the inside pages. The back one. It's a climate sci-fi. Joan He was born and raised in Philadelphia. That's right, me too. I have told my stories about bumping into this author multiple times and just being really awkward. I'm not gonna go into the story again, but I'll just run down. We've been on a bus together. No, okay, story. We were at the same book event, I think twice. She let me go in front of her in line, and the whole time I knew who she was. I wanted to say hi and I didn't because I'm weird. And then from that event we ended up on the same megabus back to Philly. Instead of saying hi, I just took a nap. And then we were at another book event together, at the same book event, Hafsa's We Hunt the Flame tour, and we were in the bathroom together. I think I just said hi. I think she asked me a question about paper towels or something. I would love it if I could talk to people. Anywho, the last book that I got in May is another copy of Which is Steeped in Gold. This one came in my Obsidian Moon crate. Did I unbox that? Oh yeah, that's one of my most recent ones, is the unboxing of that. This is the exact same as the original cover, so this is going to go in giveaway. It comes with the signed book plate, but my copy is signed also. I do love the art for the author letter though. Great. Okay, last pile is when things get a little off the rails. To be fair, there are some things that were bought specifically for readathon that I quit halfway through. We'll talk about it. Let's just get into it. We're going this way. Okay, so the first one is my June book of the month, which was Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I now own 2 Taylor Jenkins Reid books and haven't read either of them. This was just the book that piques my interest most of the selections. Part of me won't read a TJR book until I read Evelyn Hugo. Somehow I feel like I need to read that one first, especially because that's the one that's seems to be the most beloved of her popular books. Daisy Jones has such mixed reviews, but yeah, this one's about some, I think they're famous siblings or rich siblings or something. There's a party, that's all I know. I do like the color scheme on the cover. Okay, so the next one is another one of my most anticipated reads of the whole year. I've heard nothing but 5-star ratings of this book. I've heard nothing but rave reviews of this book, and I need to get to it. And it's Ace of Spades by Farida Avike Iyamide. I won't say like dark academia is like really my thing, my niche, but this one piqued my interest. It's been pitched as like Gossip Girl meets Get Out, but like I think it's like heavily more like Black Gossip Girl, and I'm just like, absolutely, yeah, yes please. I just, it's signed, a book plate. I just love this. I just love everything about the concept, the synopsis, the cover. Look at this art. Look at the texture in their hair. I think this is the first thing that I really like focused on when I saw this book was coming out, before I even knew that, like the plot of the book. I was like, look at the texture in their hair. So, okay, so the next 1, 2, 3, 4 books were all bought at the same time. Well, I made a nice chunky little purchase from Massey's Books in Canada, in Vancouver. They are an Indigenous and woman-owned and run bookshop, and throughout the month of June, they were donating proceeds from all purchases to Indigenous youth and also the survivor fund for survivors fund for residential school survivors. That's what these next 4 books, how they came to be in my life. So the first one, I talked about this author already, and it's Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi. Already said, book covers don't miss. This is beautiful. Like, come on. Oh wait, oh my god, how'd I just notice this? The one sister and the one, but like they connect. This is where the hand holding bit comes in. Also, holding hands, I haven't really fully examined this book, if I'm being honest yet. I just have been struck by the front, and look at that. This one, I believe, is about 2 sisters. One of them is diagnosed with cancer, and that's really all I know. Jane becomes the only one who can help her. Flung together by sickness and bound by family secrets, will the sisters learn more about themselves and each other than they're willing to confront. This may be the heaviest one so far of Mary's books. I'm intrigued. Okay, so the next 3 of that particular haul are all Indigenous authors, and the first one is Sugar Falls, which is a residential school story by David A. Robertson, and I believe illustrated, yeah, by Scott B. Henderson. I've read through this. It's, you know, it's a very quick read. I did cry. Anywho, the next 2 are The Marrow Thieves by Cherie Dimaline. I don't know much about what this is about. Oh. In a world nearly destroyed by global warming, the indigenous people of North America are being hunted for their bone marrow, which carries the key to recovering something the rest of the population has lost: the ability to dream. Frenchie and his companions, struggling to survive, don't yet know that one of them holds the secret to defeating the Marrow Thieves. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people talk about this, so I'm very excited to dive into it. And the next one is Johnny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead. So I'm probably going to read these as well in November. They both look very quick reads, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so the next one I purchased for a readathon. I was doing Noria's F-a-thon, and I bought this one for the prompt of colonization, colonialism. I think it was colonialism. And it's Our History is the Future, Standing Rock versus the Dakota Access Pipeline in the Long Tradition of Indigenous Resistance. And this is by Nick Estes. It says how 2 centuries of indigenous resistance created the movement proclaiming water is life. And I also, like, this is such an important read, I think, especially, I mean, I guess it's not new, this isn't new, but there's also going on the line 3, the proposed pipeline that would be going through Canada to Wisconsin. I'll leave the link for all that information below. I'm still really reading up and educating myself on that and what's going on, what I can do. So while I did not read this for the F-thon, I do plan to read it very soon. Okay, next is quite possibly the most beautiful book I've ever received in a box. The most beautiful book I've ever received. And it's the May Fairy Loot, but I got it, I opened it in June, so, which is Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. Can we talk about this book? Oh my sweet Jesus, look at the stenciled edges. Sorry you can hear the rattling in the room. My mom's doing something. Oh, did I put this one upside down? Or am I holding it upside down? Oh, I'm holding it upside down. And it's signed here. Absolutely stunning. Oh my god. This is what it looks like naked in the nude. And we've also got art on the reverse of the dust jacket. These are our main characters. I cannot. The noise I made when I saw this book for the first time. This just deserves a space of honor on my future bookshelf. Oh my god. Next is my Illumicrate edition of Ace of Spades. This is so much smaller than the US edition. I ordered the debut box from Illumicrate. This is what it looks like naked, and it's signed. I don't think I properly unboxed. I didn't do like an unboxing for YouTube, I don't think, mainly because it was just the book and there was a bookmark and a pen, both of which are gorgeous. I also, especially now, I am probably not going to purchase from Illumicrate in the future, which sucks because I was preparing to order their Brown Sisters set for my birthday. It has like a gorgeous, it's hardback, the whole set is hardback and with the sprayed edges that matches the color schemes on the cover. But one, they are still out here supporting Jay Kristoff, and they just announced a set for TJ Klune, like the House in the Cerulean Sea, and say what you want, but I'm going to listen to indigenous communities when it comes to that book and that author. It sucks because they are putting out really nice exclusive editions of books like this one, which I am glad to have, so I can't lie. Okay, so next I have Mornings in Jenin by Susan Abulawa. This is a Palestinian author. I bought this book also for the F-a-thon, also for the prompt of F colonialism. The author was born to refugees of the Six-Day War in 1967, and she moved to the U.S. as a teenager. This book follows our main character also living in a refugee camp and struggling like with the loss and trauma, the loss of her country and her ancestral home. This one I had been meaning to buy and read forever. It was on my list, my TBR for the year, and I finally had an excuse to get it, and it's The Wicker King by Kay Ankrum. Got this one for the F with polyamory prompt for the F-a-thon. I love, if you've been here, you know I've talked about how much I loved The Weight of the Stars by Kayla, and I needed to go back and read the first book, obviously. I really enjoyed this book. It was very quick. I read it in like 2 days. I love the way it was written. The story was really intense. The characters are really intense. I also love that the main characters, you know, make an appearance and their storyline is connected to The Weight of the Stars. Great. One I have read. That's so nice. The next one I've read also. This one was not bought for a readathon. It was bought because in June, this is part of the reason why I kind of strayed. I fell into sort of a reading rut. Not sort of, a very, like, past the slump, full rut. Just couldn't even pick up a book without wanting to cry. It's a whole thing. But alongside that, I was also, if anything, I was in a very strong romance mood. I bought a bunch of romance books in June. One of them being, oh no, I did buy this for F-a-thon. Oh, okay, well, that whole rant will apply momentarily. Anyway, spoiler alert by Olivia Dade. I did buy this for F-a-thon for F Fatphobia, and I read this, and I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. It was fine. I didn't love it the way I wanted to, the way I hoped I would. It was fine, it wasn't bad. I would possibly maybe pick up another Olivia Dade book. I just wanted a little more from it. I wanted, there was something about the characters I didn't really vibe with or care about. Not my favorite. Maybe I set myself up because I had 2 books for that prompt. One was the reread of A Princess Trap by Talia Hibbert. I might have set myself up by reading that first, especially knowing that, going into it knowing that I love not only that book, but I love Talia and love her writing style and her characters. And okay, the next book's was a gift from my friend Abby. She sent me this from my Amazon wish list. I appreciate it so much. If you're watching, thank you so much. I love you so much. Also, the only person I know that understands my deep love for Jurassic Park. And it's The Diviners by Libba Bray. I have been wanting to grab a copy of this book for so long. This is one of, it seems, booktube staves. Another book that takes place in the 20s. It says, do you believe there are ghosts and demons and diviners among us? The main character has been exiled from her hometown and shipped off to the bustling streets of New York City. It's the roaring 20s. There's like supernatural elements. There's a murder. Alright, when I'll get around to it, God knows. Only God knows. So we're moving into the second pile for June. Like I was ranting about when I was talking about being in a very romancy mood and just buying a bunch of romance books. The next one is one of those purchases, and it's Sweet Hand by N.J. Peltier. You might have seen this in my, you saw both of them actually, in my I'm in a romance mood video where I talk about books I bought with hopes to read this summer. This is one I still need to get around to. I think I read about half of the books that I mentioned in that video. I'm obsessed with this cover and the color scheme, just the whole aesthetic. My nails don't match it anymore. If you watch that video, my nails looked really nice with all of the books in that video. This one is the Island Bites book 1. All I really know is that it follows the main character who has like a public meltdown after a breakup with this musician girl. She goes home for her sister's wedding, and she's there with this guy who is her sister's fiance's best man. It says, when things turn heated after a rainy night of bedroom fun, they both have to figure out if they can survive the countdown to wedding day without this turning into a recipe for disaster. Spicy, spicy, spicy. Next was the group book for Effathon, and I also was using it for the prompt at the police, and it's We Do This Till We Free Us by Mariam Kaba, Abolitionist Organizing and Transforming Justice. This book is, I think, a collection of essays of Mariam Kaba, essays about transformative justice and abolishing the criminal justice system as we know it. I started reading it, as you can see. You know, I started highlighting it, but it was at the same time that I fell into the rut and I couldn't really focus, and it was just like a lot. As you can see, I have to highlight it because I just like, it's a lot of notes I need to be taking, and I wasn't in the headspace to get farther than page 6, even though I feel like I've been reading so much more than that. That's the thing, I felt like I was reading so much, and I'm just here. But I'm going to get back around to this soon. I'm going to probably keep it out so I can read it alongside my August TBR. I'm going to like do a slow read of this. I know I said the same thing for Hood Feminism and haven't picked it back up. Another romance book I picked up and need to read is Real Men Knit by Kwana Jackson. I love the color scheme of this book. I wish my nails were painted again. This one really intrigues me. This follows like this guy whose foster mother turned adoptive mother has just died, and he and his 4 brothers are like struggling to keep her knitting shop open, and he like teams up with one of the employees who kind of knows how the run of the business or whatever to help him. And you know, there's like attraction between them. You know the drill. It's a romance. I'm excited to read it. Hot guys knitting, please sign me up. Where do I find one, Jesus? Okay, next, I got 2 of her books in the same month. I love that for me. I don't know if this is actually the right order. I'm just guessing because I forgot to write it down when I got it. But it's Darling by Kay Ankgirl, and this is also a Peter Pan retelling, which means I don't know when I'm going to read it, but I needed to own it. And this one is like a contemporary Peter Pan. I think Kayla said it's like a page for page retelling, but it's set in like modern contemporary Chicago, I believe. Follows Wendy, who it's her first night in Chicago, and she runs into Peter and she gets swept up in this wild, dangerous situation. And yeah, I'm excited. Love Peter Pan, love retellings, love Kayla's writing. When I'll get around to it, let me finish writing that book and I'll let you know. So okay, I do know this is the right order because I got the next 3 books on the same day. Came home and I think I got all of these books on the same day because I came home, this one was waiting for me. I bought these 3 books when we went out to, my mom and I took my little cousin to the Academy of Natural Sciences to see the dinosaurs, because like me, he's obsessed with dinosaurs and that's like our thing. One of the best days I've had in a long time. Then we went to the bookstore, I bought him some books. I think he's read all of them now. Love this kid. He's also a Virgo, we stand. Bought these 3 books, came home, and I think the next 2 I'm going to talk about after these 3 books were also waiting for me at home. Anyway, the first one is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, and I think this book is, what about Taylor Swift's folklore? Vibrant and magical, the nature of witches is an achingly beautiful exploration of love and hope, perfect for fans of Shay Earnshaw and Taylor Swift's folklore. I am a fan of Taylor Swift's folklore, actually. And I believe this is about witches who control and maintain the climate. So this is another book about the climate. It's very poignant right now. The main character's magic is tied to the seasons. Interesting. I don't want to read too much right now. This Clara Dinsmore is an Everwitch. Folklore and Evermore. Don't mind if I do. The main reason I bought this book when I did is because the first printing of this book has this naked cover. Is this not beautiful? So I wanted to make sure I had this book before it went into its second printing, and I missed out on getting this gorgeousness. This looks like some sort of like encyclopedia of like spells and whatnot. With that, I picked up The Wolf and the Wolfsman by Ava Reed, which I'm so stoked to read. This one I know targeted like to fans of like Naomi Novik and like is it the Spinning Silver series? Yeah. And like Catherine Arden's The Bear and the Nightingale. This is inspired by Hungarian history and Jewish folklore. I know there's the Holy Order of the Woodsman. The Woodsman, I think he's secretly a prince, I could be wrong, teams up with this like excuse me, teams up with this pagan girl. There's something about a one-eyed wolf woodcutter. Is that what I read? One-eyed captain. Oh, he's the one-eyed captain. Sure. Anyway, sounds really, really interesting, and I think this is like a perfect fall book. I think I'm gonna hold this one to read. Maybe both of these I'll read during the fall, during autumn. When, I don't know, because I don't know how that's gonna work, because I have like the next 2 months, August and September, TBR is settled. October, I'm probably gonna read like spooky books. November, I want to read indigenous books. And then December's winter. Maybe I'll read this in winter. It kind of has a wintry vibe. It could work for winter. Who knows? Next is a very large book. It's The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. Another one I've heard amazing things about. It's this, how many pages is this? This feels like more than 533 pages. All I know about this book is that the princess is being held captive by her brother, I believe, and she teams up with the maidservant, who I think has some sort of power. I think it's, is she an oracle, or am I making that up? I could be making that up. Basically, they team up to, you know, take down the brother, I believe, and I believe they fall in love. I could be completely making this up, but I think that's the situation. Don't know when I'm gonna read it, but you know, I only have 4 books left. I'm almost done, guys. Next, we have Sisters of the Snake by Serena and Sasha Nanua. I am so excited to read this book. Like, it's strong, like, you know, Princess and the Pauper, It Takes Two vibes from this, and I'm just really intrigued to really see what's going on in this world. I also love this cover. This is really what drew me in. I believe there's a lot of Indian folklore woven into this book. Much excited. And also, I got these the same day. They arrived the same day, so I pre-ordered them from the same bookstore. Duh. And it's Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury. The lovely, lovely Lizelle Sambury. I'm so excited to have this book. Ooh, that's fun. It's a fun color combo. And this book sounds absolutely incredible. I love the cover. I might have to bump this up to TBR because I need to read it. I need it in my life. So the last 2 are the same book, and technically I don't really have to show you both, but I'm going to because they're here. Even though they're the same cover, there's nothing different from the cover. They're both Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard, the next in the Witchlands series. I believe this is the second to last in like the OG series. Susan's hinting at maybe like a spin-off, branch-off series. So I have my signed and personalized copy that I ordered from, I can't remember the name of the bookstore right now, but it's in, nope, can't remember that either, somewhere in the Midwest. God. And this is my Bitty Beacon box edition. It's the same. It's the same. Is it signed? Oh, it's signed, but I mainly just wanted to show off. We got a book sleeve. As you all know, Witch Shadow, The Witchlands is like my favorite ongoing series at the moment. I love these books so much. They're the series is so underrated. So do yourself a favor, read the books, thank me later. This one is mostly Isolde's arc, and I'm so excited to see her really come into her magic and see what happens, especially after the end of Blood Witch. I'm excited to be back in this world with all of my babies. Oh, I love this series. I love Susan's writings, and we get the Luminaries soon, which is her next thing. I'm so excited because the Choose Your Own Adventure version of that book was like that she did on Twitter was so much fun, and I know the story is going to be a little different, but I'm excited to see like the real version of the book. So my god, that's it. June was a doozy. You know how much a doozy June was? I'm kind of at the place where I'm like, after August and September, I feel like I'm going to put myself on a book buying ban. I'm going to take a break from buying books, not just books. I'm going to take a break from shopping, period, I think. But I say after August and September because my birthday's in September, so I know that my camera's flashing. I know that I'm going to do a lot. So I'm going to count up the books really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so all of this between April and June, I acquired a total of 39 books. And of those 39, I read 5. I started 6. Okay, I feel like that's 39 is like the least that we've done so far, right? Anyway, my camera's flashing, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your favorite book you bought so far was, or a book you hope to buy soon, or looking forward to coming out soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down below, so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you again with a bunch of books at the end of September, maybe the beginning of October. All my places are down below, so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you very soon. Bye! And there's nothing to do or say. It's that nothing to do today. Oh my god, they're canceling Arthur, and I don't know what to do. That's my whole personality. That's my whole brand. What do I do if I can't be like, I love Arthur?